Hey, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? AWOL here from FTW Broadcasting. Thank you so much for tuning in to GosuCast number 2. Thanks for your feedback on GosuCast number 1, mostly positive. You gave me a couple suggestions, so I'm going to try to roll with those as we move forward. And if you guys don't know the difference between GosuCast and TROLLCAST, GosuCasts are going to be solo content from yours truly, AWOL. Danny won't be on these, and these are going to be basically mostly pro replays and players that are actually Gosu, not extreme noobs. Let's get right into it because we've got some exciting players here. Name tab, please. Right here we got Moki in the bottom left-hand corner playing as the Purple Terran, and I looked up some information on him. He is a pro player, but he's not super high up there, but he is formidable. He is a Master League player, ranked 3rd in his Masters League, and in BNet Season 2, he's 64 wins and 67 losses, and according to SC2 ranks, this guy's 383 in the world, so he's nothing to play with, and he's either a US player or Australian. I see some conflicting information out there. Mostly, I see US being listed under this guy's name, so we're going to go with he's US. He's dropping his barracks down right now, but let's go across the map and see who he's up against. By the way, we've got a little scouting going on here in SCV and an Overlord headed out. Yep, you're looking at vileSpanishiwa. Yeah, you're probably familiar with him already. He's from Vile Gaming, and one of the most formidable Zerg players out there. BNet Season 2, he's killing it. He's ranked 31st in his Grandmaster League, and 285 wins to 171 losses. Trying to get a little bit of a block here. Moki's very successful running that SUV in circles, blocking these 2 drones, which are trying to push him away. It's taken 2 drones to get this guy out of here with just 1 or 2 hits left. Yep, that expansion does go up, so Moki is fully aware of that expansion. So he's going to realize he's not going to have some early kind of 6-pull cheese or something happening to him right now. I'm pretty sure that this is in association with an MLG event. I'm not sure which one it is. This is MLG Xel'Naga Caverns. I'm not sure what the difference between MLG Xel'Naga is and regular Xel'Naga. I've been looking around this map before the replay started, and it looked very, very similar. It looks like there was a pause there, and Moki, it appears that Moki is a fan of vileSpanishiwa, and looks like these guys are friends. Given the friendly chat in the box, I do like to see that. Both players, we have a spawning pool up here from vileSpanishiwa, and he's kind of supply blocked right now, but that's going to be okay. He's got his timings down as his Overlord's about to come out at this time. We've got a lot of scouts running around. Early Marine pressure looks like it's headed out here from Moki, which doesn't surprise me. He knows that that expansion's up, so there's not going to be a ton of early Zerglings that are going to come into play, and he's going to try to get this drone out of here. The drone unsuccessful in scouting the base, did not get to see that command center. And, oh, he's calling him Fatty over all chat. I don't know what that's about, but from pro to pro, these guys have got to be friends in order for him to call him that. And the command center being built, realizing that he is safe because vileSpanishiwa does have his early expansion here. So I like to see that. 2 Zerglings heading out. They're probably going to run straight into these Marines here, and let's see if these Marines are able to get them. A little bit of micro there, a little bit of a dance. This Zergling is going to run free and is going to try to get his scout on. Probably not going to be that successful as there is a decent wall off at the front of Moki's base. Moki's going to try to apply pressure here, but we do have a spine crawler being put up. vileSpanishiwa, very nice timing. This is going to be up just in time. This queen's going to be here just in time, probably to push this away. These Marines, oh, they're outmatched with 2 queens now, able to push them away. Don't get off that creep though, very, very slow. And now that the spine crawler's up and running, Moki's going to need some more forces to push in here. Perhaps a couple Marauders would be able to apply more pressure at this time, but he's going to have to back up and wait. And that Overlord forced to come out of this pit. This is a great location to put your Overlords in the future. Zerg players, take this tip from vileSpanishiwa. By the way, Spanishiwa, we got a little action here. These queens are going to be able to constantly push this back, though. This is really just a bit more of an annoying tactic here from Moki. These queens definitely have this defended, and we're going to see some creep tumors coming out right now. And one of the features I really like about this map for a Zerg player, if you're able to spread your creep around, oh gosh, these Marines are going buck wild in here, trying to take down drones, trying to see what's going on. They kind of just sacrificed their lives there, unable to really do any serious damage, as there's 4 early queens here. This is a really, and we see them chatting in the all chat there. Evidently, they both read Team Liquid, and the build that Moki's doing right now is a Team Liquid build. So it looks like vileSpanishiwa is familiar familiar with this build that he's doing, evidently. And so that's not good for Moki, as he's got double factory up right now with the Tech Lab, so we know that he has got Hellions on the way with the pre-igniter blue flame upgrade. That can be very effective in harassing early expansions from a Zerg player, so I do like to see that. The command center is coming over right now, so Moki knows that he is safe to expand at this time. Has the bunker being dropped, as well as the engineering bay, and the racks is coming down as well, so continuing that wall off at the top of his ramp, also with a nice little defend here. And I wouldn't mind seeing a couple siege tanks come out of these factories later to defend this expansion against that mid-game pressure, which is no doubt going to come from the Zerg player if he does have the opportunity. A bunch of mules being dropped down here at this expansion, so this is up and running. Let's take a look at the 3 o'clock position. vileSpanishiwa already has his second expansion up, which is good for him, and he's spreading this creep very effectively already. With those 4 queens, he's able to do a lot of work, and there's this donut in the center of the map here, and yes, with the stalagmites and the lightning, very good. If you can get your creep spread all the way around this circle in the center of the map, you control the map. You control the 2 Xel'Naga towers, and you basically know if any major army movement is occurring, and that's a fantastic advantage to have. Double Evo chamber right here from Vile, as he's able to get his ground weapon and ground armor upgrades up and running right now, and Baneling Nest being dropped down, so that's going to give him a little bit more versatility, maybe for a bust on that expansion of Moki, so that's going to be interesting to see. We do have Zergling speed upgrade, that's pretty typical, and we'll see where Spanichiwa goes as he moves forward. Generally, I've seen him do a nice unit mix. He likes to get a little bit of everything in his builds, a little bit of everything, which is a decent idea. And looks like centrifugal hooks. No, I thought I saw it up there being upgraded, but not at this time. And so let's see what these guys are doing. It looks like Vile is really being more macro-oriented as he's sending out all of these overlords, by the way, to scout the entire map. Blue Flame Hellions rolling across right now, and these have already been spotted because of the creep tumors. The creep super hybrid really coming into handy. These Zerglings are getting roasty-toasted up, but all these queens are trying to take them down. There is a decent number of queens here out of position as these Zerglings were able to surround on the left and the queens from the bottom. Will these Blue Flames be able to do much damage? They've roasted up a ton of Zerglings, but I don't think they've really done their money's worth in damage. Very excellently anticipated because of this creep super highway, and that was very, very nice. A random SEV here with 5 HP doing some scouting. I don't know what he was doing. And those Zerglings, by the way, were trying to take down these destructible rocks here. So it looks like Spanichiwa does have plans to expand in this spot here in the future, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. Now, we do have a third command center being built right now by Moki, so it looks like he's going to expand soon. He hasn't started taking down these rocks. Typically, we'll see Terran players go to this expansion because it is high yield, and if you set up some siege tanks, some missile turrets, and all of that type of thing, and drop a planetary fortress here, you can generally secure that position. And so we'll see where he decides to go. Moki, looks like Moki did take my advice and built some siege tanks. And, oh, centrifugal hooks is being built. This is my favorite upgrade in the game, as it does make the Banelings bowling balls of doom, and that's going to come in real handy. Look at this creep superhighway. We're only 11 minutes into this game, and he's already got massive coverage across this map. He's already basically covered a third of the map already, and he's going to continue to move forward as this game progresses, no doubt. Vile very, very good at his macro game, and that's what you have to be as a Zerg player, obviously. Spinecrawler being dropped here at this expansion, which is going to help defend this from random harassment attacks. One Spinecrawler, do a little bit of defending. We got double gas here, and I want to take a look at the income tab and see how we're looking. Both players look about even. A few more workers from Spanichiwa as he is concentrating on his macro a bit more than Moki is at this time, but it's okay if you're a Terran player. You do have mules to make up the difference. I was right. Destructible rocks being taken down. This high yield is now available for this command center to fly over there. I'll put money on the fact that he's going to build a PF in that spot to defend. Early missile turrets here already, even though there isn't a Spire up and running yet from vileSpanishiwa. He is anticipating early Muta harass. By the way, here's a great tip, Zerg players. He's already got layer at this location. Upgrade your first natural expansion because it's the most exposed, and when you upgrade, you get more HP at this expansion, which makes this expansion harder to take down. And I like it when Zerg players do that. It's very smart. So take note of that. vileSpanishiwa is a very good player. Roach Warren up and running now. So Vile is really opening up his options with his unit comp, which is good versus Terran players, as well as the Infestation Pit. And he's researching Neural Parasite. That can be very effective if you take over a Thor, a Siege Tank, something of that variety. That can really, really kill. vileSpanishiwa with his... Wow, look at this. He's expanding all over the map. His 3rd expansion here. And then in the 9 o'clock position, his 4th expansion. So he is just taking over this map. Look at the mini map just for a second with me. All this pink and yellow is really taking over, and looks like these creep tumors are getting taken out by these scans. I'd like to see a Raven on the field for some extra detection. Fungal growth being dropped down on that Hellion as he gets taken out. Speedlings coming in there to clean up the mess. Infestors are going to be very, very effective against this bio that we're seeing from Moki. That's going to be bad. Planetary Fortress up at this expansion, and this missile turret will provide a little bit of detection, preventing any creep tumors from getting too close. But this donut, it's pretty much complete, as some of this creep is going to have to recede right now because that tumor got taken down. But pretty much the donut of doom I was talking about earlier is completed. So that mobility is really there for vileSpanishiwa. He knows it, and he is controlling this map at this time. And I'm actually kind of scared moving into mid game from Moki as he is able to defend this expansion. But if we look around the map, there really isn't anywhere else that he's going to be able to expand to right now. He's going to have to destroy his way into getting an extra expansion. There is this one down here. This is blocked already, though. Spanishiwa is pooping creep down. And he's blocking that. He's not pooping, he's dropping it. But poop is still a funny word. Thors are out right now from Moki, which I guess will prevent any future Muter harass. Neural Parasite going to be very effective. If he's able to parasite one of those with the 1/1 upgrades on these Thors, they'll be able to turn on their own men. And that will be good. And we see, yep, a little bit of scouting here. Popping that Zelnug Cavern. Oh, Speedlings coming in there on their quick surround. And these just getting a quick pop on that tower. You see Spanishiwa doing that over and over again. And getting scanned there. So Moki is fully aware of the comp that vileSpanishiwa has. Roaches and Infestors look crazy when they're on the creep. They run super, super fast. Ultralisk Cavern up and running right now with a with the plating upgrade right now. That's the best upgrade to get with those units. Weapons, not so much the best thing to get with them first. So Spanishiwa able to secure this high yield expansion. I wouldn't be surprised if he does expand right here already. And let's take a look at the supply count at 16 minutes into this game. Quick kills there, quick kills, but they've got to back up. They don't have the tanking ability right now out front in order to move in on these siege tanks, and they're going to try anyway. Spanishiwa jumping down the fungal growth right on top of this army. All those Marines taking massive damage there, but they are forced to pull back. But now the Ultras are in the game. Spanishiwa is going to be able to tank it up here as these Marines are moving right in the middle trying to take down these Infestors, but the Ultra's just going to clean them up super quick, and that Thor is in a terrible, terrible position. He's going to try to get out of there. The Neural Parasite attempt over here from that Infestor, but this Medevac picks up that Thor, bringing him to safety, and fungal growth him right there. Boom! Oh man, as the Medevac blew up there, and LOLs from Moki realizing what happened. Nice Neural Parasite cast, he says in the all chat. WTF right there. Very good Neural Parasite. He got a Medevac and a Thor all in one shot. Let's pull up the income tab, and looks like it's still fairly even here. This is what a Terran player can do. He's running on 2 expansions as opposed to the 4 of vileSpanishiwa, and he's really keeping up in the income. So good job for him. That's just kind of the dynamic of the different races. And I want to pull up the APM tab and see the difference between these guys. vileSpanishiwa does generally maintain a high APM. He's well, as he drops down to 0, he's going to make me look like a fool. Generally, he's at about 100, 140. Looks like Moki's gravitating around 100 to 80 to 100, which is good for him. He's pumping out a lot more Thors here, and he's got those Ravens I was talking about earlier, which is a great idea, so he can start clearing out that creep that's just taking over the entire map. Spire up on the production tab for vileSpanishiwa, so he is going to start going air. So it looks like he has pretty much every option open to him that there is, which is great. And now that he's got super heavy macro going on this map, he's going to be able to pump out any type of unit that he like in mass and be able to reinforce, which is the strength of Zerg, right? So hatchery being dropped down here at this high yield. So it looks like Vile has taken over every expansion that he can on this map already, and this is really going to be the part where he starts to pull away in the economy. This is the part in any game where a Zerg player becomes oh so dangerous, they'll throw wave after wave of their own men in here. I like this Ultra Baneling Infestor Zergling mix. I mean, this is all kinds of ground units, and there's a drop attempt over here by Moki trying to harass that economy, realizing that he was in bad shape. Those Banelings cleared out so quick. Neural Parasite right on top of that medevac, and now the medevac is going to heal. It's going to heal vileSpanishiwa's own units. Oh man, a medevac healing Ultralisks is super dangerous. He managed to jack a couple free heals there off of that. So really on the ball with these Neural Parasites is vileSpanishiwa. He really likes those. I'm super entertained by them. And Moki right now very secure in this location with all these siege tanks. He's got a handful of Vikings as well, anticipating that air, which really hasn't shown up yet, but I guess it will. And he's producing 4 ghosts at this time. And see that nuke? A nuke in the production tab. Look at these silos down here. We've got nuke and cloak upgrades, so maybe he's going to nuke his way out of this situation. And I say he's in a situation because he's behind, in my opinion. He is behind on map control, and as we move forward, as this main is now getting mined out, he's going to start falling behind on the income, and his natural expansion is also starting to run out. As you look at these mineral patches, you're looking at 300-400. He's starting to get in a situation. Both armies are maxed out, and these Ultralisks are moving straight in here. All of that bio got melted immediately, and those siege tanks didn't have a chance versus the Ultras, but as these reinforcement Thors, Marines, and Marauders come in, they clean up the mess. But let's see how quickly Spanishiwa is able to get back to maxed up because of his economy, because of his macro. He's got unlimited hatcheries to pump out of here, and really the decision is up to Moki. When is he going to move in? Look at all those units converging here. A giant army unite in the center of the map, and boom, Spanishiwa already has a massive Zergling force here with Corruptors. Evidently he really wants to take out these medevacs and these Vikings and this Raven. Very, very bad with those Corruptors. And does he have the Greater Spire? Does he have the Greater Spire? Greater Spire being morphed in right now, which means he is going to go Broodlords here soon. That would be my guess. And let's see if he morphs in some Broodlords. He is immediately. Wow, that's going to be a massive Broodlords. And I don't know what's going to be able to deal with that here, as there are not enough Vikings. There's only 4 total here to deal with those Broodlords. Everything on the ground is going to get murdered. Thors do okay versus Broodlords, but really the Broodlords do more damage. They do more damage in numbers like this, and this is a superior number of Broodlords. As they're all coming out now, Spanishiwa realizing he's going to have a unit comp advantage. By the way, a drop happening over here. The Speedlings are coming in and starting to destroy this main of Moki. Meanwhile, this main battle looks like it's about to start here in just a moment in the center of the map. Let's see how much damage these Speedlings are able to do. These Vikings are going to come in here and try to do something. That's not going to be very effective. A handful of bio moving into the main. It was a distract tactic, because here comes the main army of vileSpanishiwa moving straight in here as these Corruptors are able to just melt everything in the sky. Let's see if these missile turrets are going to be able to make the difference as those ghosts get taken down. But there's a massive force of Broodlings in the back, and these medevacs are all but doomed. And this Thor on the ground is going to be in bad shape as these Broodlings are going to start closing in on him with all of these Broodlords here doing all of this damage. And let's see if he's got any upgrades. No upgrades, but it doesn't matter. And 2 more Vikings come in here to try to deal with this, but these Corruptors are going to stop them, going to push them away. And oh no, this is a bad situation. Is this bio going to be able to handle this? These Broodlords are just doing way too much damage to everything on the ground. 3 Thors. Are they going to be able to pull it out? 3 Thors versus 6 Broodlords. I think 6 Broodlords are going to win. 6 Broodlords do far more damage, and Moki's trying to do anything he can to save his hide at this time. And take a look at those resources up there in the top right-hand corner, folks. 2,400 right now, and only 2,400 for Moki. I don't know what he's doing. He's not able to reinforce. Spanishiwa 179 supply, while Moki is only at 109. Only at 109. He's unable to reinforce his army like he should, and the Zerg macro factor is really coming into play right now as more Broodlords being brought in. This planetary fortress is pretty much doomed, as those Broodlords are basically immune to any fortress shenanigans. This expansion hasn't really been saturated yet, as we see 4 additional Raxes coming up over here. Moki realizing he might have screwed up in his late game, unable to produce all of the units that he needs to, unable to use the the resources that he has effectively. Neural Parasites right on top of these Thors. They have changed sides, and oh no, all these Marines on the ground are so pissed. They don't understand. They just had beers with this guy earlier. Now he's shooting them with his cannons. Now the Thor's turned back around, and he's admitting his late game was, yeah, a little bit flawed there for Moki. Admitting that he kind of screwed up. He didn't really have his infrastructure in place. He did have, you know, a couple Stargates, couple Raxes, and a couple factories, but that's just not enough moving into late game. You need to have a lot more buildings than that, at least 1 or 2 more of each to be able to really spend your resources in. Looks like this game is pretty much over, as SpanishiWa is at 200 supply right now, and Moki's at 74. It looks like there's just some friendly chat there in all chat, as these Thors are trying to push off this wave of Broodlords, and I just don't think it's going to happen. It's not going to happen. So it looks like Moki's going to take this chance to chat with one of the best Zerg players in the world, or one of the most entertaining Zerg players in the world, vileSpanishiwa. And it was a very friendly game. I can give these guys that. And let me know in the comments below, guys, what you thought about this game, what you thought about this GosuCast, by the way. And let's see, does Moki think he has a chance to win this thing? I mean, he does have some barracks over here. He's not really producing anything out of them, so it looks like he's all but given up. It looks like he's just going to hit the all chat for the rest of the game. And as this game kind of wraps up and these guys are just chatting, let's talk about what happened here. It looks like Moki was just ill-prepared when it came to his late game. Yeah, he's even saying himself in the all chat he didn't have enough production. He didn't have enough buildings to reinforce, and that really was the main factor here. That and vileSpanishiwa did everything right. He was not too aggressive. He only attacked when he knew he had the advantage. He waited until he had this infrastructure. I mean, let's look at these expansions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 expansions on this map. He took over pretty much everything, and he really spread that creep with those massive early queens in the game, which gave him control. If you can have macro control and you can have map control as a Zerg player, you're going to win. You're going to win. And look at all these infested Terrans being dropped down here. This is just silliness now. Oh, I want to see him do a dance. And, wow, this is a ton. They're not going to attack anything, but I guess vileSpanishiwa was just doing it for kicks, putting on a show. Moki's and he's very, very upset about this, bringing in the SCVs with the fusion cutters, y'all, trying to get in here, attacking the Broodlings. The Broodlings absolutely murdering him, and they're all burrowing, unburrowing, doing a dance. All right, so these guys are just having a good time at this point. SpanishiWa going to add one more win to his very, very impressive plus 60% win ratio. And by the way, vileSpanishiwa, do you know where that name came from? I actually looked it up. No /dance on infested Terrans. That is kind of lame. I didn't know that. We all learned something from these Gosu player today. And one thing, vileSpanishiwa is a combination of the word Spanish and the Japanese word for hello, konnichiwa. And actually, vileSpanishiwa grew up in Japan, but he actually selected to learn Spanish instead of Japanese, which is where Spanishiwa came from. Anyway, so basically, in short, Spanishiwa, great macro. Moki, not so much great macro. And once we got to that 23-minute mark, that made all the difference, and Moki lost this game. So, ladies and gentlemen, as I said earlier, give me some feedback on GosuCast number 2. Thank you so much for watching, and I'm going to pull up the Gosu tab for GosuCast. It's units killed. And what is the button for that? Yes, there it is. Wow, this is actually pretty even, but I'm going to have to give it to SpanishiWa because he's got those 80 worker kills at the end of the game, and I'm going to put up that clip of me kissing that delicious trophy. vileSpanishiwa, if you watch this cast and you want a trophy, email me, FTWBROADCASTING@gmail.com. I'd be happy to give you a trophy. You are a Gosu player. And so thank you so much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. And if you guys want me to cast certain pro games, you have awesome pro games, email them to me at FTWBROADCASTING@gmail.com. Give me a good description of them. I only want top-level replays. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to subscribe to our channel, click in the center of the heart. And if you want to watch my other GosuCasts, you can either click in the video description below, or you can click that green link down there in the bottom right-hand corner. And our link to our YouTube channel's in the bottom left. It's that blue link. We do all kinds of other casts, TROLLCAST, Funernauts. Danny's got a new show coming along, and we're doing SWOTOR and other video games. So check us out if you haven't already. Thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll see you in my next GosuCast.